Hi guys,
Hello.
welcome to Meeple People Circus. This is Crisis. I, again, am totally unknown about this. It's another one of Darius's games that he's going to teach us while we play. So, I'll let Darius start.
The aim of this game is you're trying to keep the economy afloat as a group, but at the end of the day there might only be one winner. The reason why I say might is because if the economy crashes and nobody is above average, then nobody wins. However, let's say it crashed now and Blue was at least above average, Blue would win.
Yay! That'd be my only win in the challenge.
Also, if we get to the end of round 7 and there is no crash, it will be a case of who's got the highest points. But as I said, the game could end early. A lot of games I've played, round 4, 5, if you get there, you're pretty much plain sailing from there because you've got a nice engine that will build fast enough. So, we will be hiring workers, putting our money into businesses, trying to create money from our trains there. We've got banks where we're creating money, we've got our farms that will create food, and then we've got like the heavy industry will create steel, and we're trying to create that and then send it off for shipment. Okay, so it might be we're making our food and we're exporting it. This is the sales bit. But in between we'll have some events, we'll have some cards that we can play, all of which will benefit us. And yeah, it's a worker placement as well. So we will be sending our guys one at a time in the player order of the suitcases to go and do some jobs. Now all our money is kept track on the left. All our points are here on the right. All your resources will be kept on your board, as you can see. I don't know if you want to put it under there so you can cut that in and yeah. So you'll notice that the top 3 resources you can have a max of 12. And the bottom 3 you can have a max of 6. It makes you, it forces you to kind of spend. So yeah, one at a time we will put our workers in one of, anywhere you see like a grey diamondy shape, okay? Only one worker per square, except from the 2 up the top left there. There's 2 large squares, that means any amount of people can go there. So there's always an action you can do. If you've got extra guys, but that will likely not happen. There is not enough managers to go and do what you need to do, like ever. So once we put all our workers out, we'll then play the actions out 1 through to 14, doing the jobs. So what I'll do is I'll say what 1 to 14 does very briefly, and then we'll start playing, and I think you'll pick it up because it's all symbology. It's easy to learn. It's just hard to master and hard to get that engine building. So. Step 1 there is draw one of these cards. All of these are beneficial, none of them are negative, so you can always get one. The second one is get 4 money. If I put all 4 of my guys there, I can get myself 16 money. Number 3 is go to first space and take a point. So if blue went up to 1, green and red would move down, and then blue would go into first base. The next one, number 4, is go into second place, push anyone else down, and draw a card. So if you're going to draw a card and you're second or third or more, you might as well take number 4 if it's free, because you're going to get a card and go ahead. Don't do that if you're in first place. And
What if you want a extra card? What do you want?
well, you just go to number 1. Yeah. So number 5 is get 10 money as a loan and then lose a point. You'll also put your little loan marker on the number 1. Over the course of the game, you can take up to 4 loans, but the number there is what you have to pay at. You'll have an event, and then you've got to pay your interest. So for each number it's on, that's you have to pay interest. So if I had taken out a 40 amount of loan, at the beginning of the next round, I'd have to pay 4 money, which doesn't sound a lot, but money's really tight. So that's a loan. The next one down here is you get to buy one product for the money, not the points. So if you look here, this is the cost. So I can buy one steel for 8 money if I wanted to, but I don't have to lose the 4 points, which is quite handy. So you've got space there. Here is you can take any one of these workers, but the cost will depend on where the economy is. So at the moment, one of those workers will cost you 5, but it might be that when we're really low, workers will go cheap. Down the bottom are special workers that you can just take if you put a worker there. They normally get snapped on quite quick.
What about the robot?
Oh, sorry, number 7 is a robot that can go anywhere. You only have him for one turn, where all the other workers you have for the permanent, like the rest of the game.
Yeah.
But the robot is just for that turn, but he acts as anybody. So he can be a spanner, he can be a banker, he can be a miner. Because you'll notice these
I
symbols
guess
here.
there's lots of spanners in this game.
Not as many as I play them.
You got it. Anywho, cut!
Number 10 there. So number 10 refers to all of these buildings down the middle. And you'll go to one of those spaces if you want one. When it comes to buying them, the cost is this amount here. And that's how many points you're going to get for buying it. So you do get rewarded quite heavily if you buy the more expensive companies. And how a company will work is, let's say I've got my farm here. I would need a shovel. I don't know what he's actually called, but I need one guy a shovel. Any number.
Farmer?
Farmer,
Yeah, I guess so. Really? That's what they're called. Right. I would have one guy here, but whoever goes here, the number is completely irrelevant. So I wouldn't really want to put it. He's just the guy that's making sure it runs. I need one worker, and I need an electric that was previously taken, not at production. I'll get to that in a minute. So if you've got that, you then produce what's at the end here. It's 2 bread. However, if I had a carpenter, we'll call him, I would go through the white and I would get 2, 3, 4 bread. It ups whatever that cost is. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So if I had that's mandatory. I will definitely get 2 bread if I do it. But if I had that guy and I had the shovel there, I could get myself up to like 5 bread at the moment. Now, when you pay the resources, I can't. This is a good example. On the same turn, I can't produce that 2 energy, then put it into there. I have to already have everything I need to spend. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Which makes it really tricky. Now, when I produce that 2, I can save it for the next round and then pay next round to produce, or I can go and collect my items from here. So step 11 and 12 are, well, they're pretty much, you just do them. You know, if you've got any actions there, you can just get them done, because that's how you get resources, and it's just anything on the left will transfer into the right. It's got 1 to 3 times. If I put a guy here, I don't have to state when I put him how many times I'm going to do that. But when I resolve the action, I say, yeah, I'm only doing that 1 time, and I'm going to spend 3 and get 1 energy. However, when I take it off, I can go, yep, I'm going to spend 9 and take 3 energy. So that's how many times I can do it, 1 to 2 times, but you don't have to state when you put it. You can decide after everything else has happened, oh, actually, I haven't got as much money as I thought, I'll just take that once, yeah. If you can't afford it, you just take your worker back and he's a wasted worker. So hopefully these make sense. 5 point. If you spend 5 points and 9 money, get yourself 2 electric and 2 blue. Okay, you're losing a lot of points, but it might be that that's enough to power up something that will net you 15 points. So anyway, so that's pretty much the same there. This is just a chart to convert everything, because you'll have a production phase on 13. So all of your buildings, you can move your workers around before we do 13. You can move them and go, right, that's what I'm doing, spin my goods, and then you'll get all your outcome all at the same time. Everything will produce.
Yeah.
Then, if you've got any workers here, now you can only have 1 worker per player here, but the order is who can sell. And this works a little bit differently to all the other ones, because the others is take it away, do it. This one is you can sell any one of these 8 goods here. So if I had, and it's up to the amount, so if I had 4 bread, I'm going to sell that, and I will get the amount of points and money per bread. So if I sell 4 bread, I'll get 4 points and 8 money. Or I can sell to the black market for 4 money each. But it's probably not a good idea to just go money, because obviously if you're not getting points, you're not helping the economy. Because you need these points to go up. I'll explain that in a minute. It's also, if you are selling to the black market, it's a maximum of 4 goods per player of each. So if I did sell the 6 bread, only 4 of them I can sell to the black market. The rest of it I would sell normally. I don't actually know anybody that's actually gone black market sold, unless they are 100% they are, because normally you want to go.
I'm going to do it just so I can lose even more.
You cannot sell energy whatsoever. You could buy it, but you can't sell it. And then so down here you can only buy one of those 8. These are what comes in the future. Now let's say I bought from the second column. Let's say these were gone. At the end of the round, everything in the leftmost column will go, and they'll move over and they'll fill up. You don't fill the gaps. So if let's say for example, we had enough resources between us all to sell all of those. The next round, we've only got 4 things that can sell. We've sold too much on the last rounds, and they've got enough, so they don't need to buy anymore.
Flooded the market
for a while. Yeah, absolutely. So once that's all done, we'll do our end of round. So the first thing we'll do is we'll count up an average. I'm going to use this as an example. We'll count up an average of how much we're going up or down. So normally I just do it where I do all the ups and then I do all the downs. So I will go up, because it's 2 above average, that will go up to 33. And then we've got 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that would then drop by 9. It's for each player will put the average up or down, and you just literally count how many above there, up and down, and then add that together. So more often than not you'll have like a negative number. If we were all on 10 and it was going to be 20 and we were on 30, that is an average of 30 down, we would instantly crash. So we really want to keep our, especially in the first couple of rounds, as I said, when you get to round 4 or 5 the engine's working enough that is a very quick run through, but it's, as I said, it's just simple action taking. My advice for the first couple of turns is look at a business, concentrate on getting the workers for it, run that business really well, and when it's running well then concentrate on a second business or a third, or concentrate on 2 businesses to start, but then just build up 1 business at a time. I have seen people buy loads of businesses because they're straight points, but then they can't get the workers to run them, and then they're not producing any goods. So, yeah, that's it. That's it. Cool. Just an addition. See these white numbers? You can edit this in the bit earlier.
Oh, that's all right.
See the white numbers? Some of them have got goods, and it just adds to that good. But some of them have got a multiplier. It actually ups that multiplier. So that's 2 times 4. That would make it the 4 times the 4, not 6 money. It would make it 8 money. Yeah. But we'll get to that when we. Once you get your production going, you'll pretty much be doing the same thing each turn, and